Greetings and salutations, friends. I am the Wolf, Wolf Chahi. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the video. As always, it is excellent to have you here. Today I'm very happy to be bringing you my Rune level 1 fight against the most infamous boss in all of Elden Ring, the GODSKIN Duo. This is going to be a parry only, no sleep pots fight, and eventually a no-hit. So without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy a sip of a nice hot cup of coffee, and let's get into the video. Now the overall strategy with this fight is to keep big man close to you and skinny man far away. You want to stay focused on damaging big guy, and you don't want to damage skinny at all. If you do one hit point of damage, skinny is going to start running at you and you're not going to be able to isolate either one of them. I have tried alternating damage between the two of them, and I've tried remaining focused solely on skinny, but the problem is that there's a difference in the way skinny and big man fight. If you damage skinny and you don't do any damage to big man's still going to run at you, and you're not going to be able to isolate skinny very easily. However, if you don't do any damage to skinny, he's going to pretty much stay in the background, and he's going to leave you alone. Right here, this is of course the strategy that everyone uses when big man goes into his big donut roll. Now before we go any further, I just want to make a few comments about using the pillars to protect against the donut roll. It seems extremely inconsistent and heavily based on RNG, and it is still based on RNG a little bit. But what I've noticed, first of all, is when he goes into the donut roll, it's best to not be targeting him, and it's best to hide behind the two middle pillars. Those are going to give you the most consistency for him getting stuck on the pillars. Now this pillar right here, and the one at the front of the room to the right of the altar, those pillars, if you stand behind them, you're pretty much guaranteed to get crushed by his roll. He just rolls right over them. The other two pillars, the one at the back left of the room and the one at the front of the room to the right of the altar, those it's about 50-50. So you just stand behind him and pray. Now right here, he's going to his donut roll. I'm at the pillar I just said don't stand behind. But this is where the RNG comes into play. Because, you know what, maybe he will get stuck on them. So, a lot of RNG in this fight can make it very frustrating. Another frustration you can see right there. I tried to get a riposte, and it was simply not given to me. Now my only guess is the unevenness of the floor prevented that from happening. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I'm going with. As you can see, I'm about to take out big man here. And now I just need to wait for skinny boy to resummon him. As I said before, I'm trying to avoid damaging him. Now eventually, what you're going to see me do in this video is you're going to see me try to get a parry off on him, because what I was experiencing was that after taking out big man 3 times, there was still a sliver of the health bar left. And so I had this idea that if I just parried skinny man 1 time at the beginning of the fight, then I could get a parry at the end and finish him off without waiting for him to summon big man the 4th time. Now at this point early on in my attempts, that strat had not occurred to me, so you're not going to see me go for it. But eventually I'll make the attempt. Get the parry in retaliation, and then try to run in for a parry, which I mistimed there. But that's the basic strategy with fighting big man. is to back off and to make sure Skinny is in a good position where he's not going to exploit your fight with the big man and try to get some damage in while you're trying to do your thing. This time that parry again. Again, this was early on in the fight. I was still kind of learning things. Here he goes into second phase again. Gonna run and try to find a pillar to hide behind. Here we go, back right pillar. Pray he doesn't roll over me. And I got lucky. Thank you, RN Jesus. He actually got stuck. Another thing is, when he rolls at you and you're behind a pillar, if he hits a corner, he's gonna move slightly to your right. So you want to be ready to adjust your position so that he lands on the flat side of the pillar and not a corner. Otherwise he'll keep rolling around and he'll come around the pillar and hit you. I'm gonna back off. Tarn retaliation. Run back in and do a quick parry and riposte. At this point, not a lot happening in the video, except for me running around avoiding fireballs, waiting for Skinny to resummon his friend. So I'm just gonna fast forward through this part. Here comes the resummon. And now we can get back into punishing the big boy. Dodge the fireball, and I'm gonna run around a little bit here and try to position myself so that big man is between me and Skinny boy. Here comes a fireball. Just gonna try to parry that, even though it dissipated on the pillar base. The RNG in this fight, man. This game gives me trust issues. I have no idea if a fireball's gonna hit a pillar base or it's gonna hit me, so I'm just gonna parry. Back off a little bit, dodge some more fireballs as the two of them use the power of friendship to try to take me out. Come on, big man, run at me. Doing a little bit of a mini fireball spam here. Could have gone in for a parry, but I didn't trust Skinny Man. He was just way too close. Man, watching this fight back, I'm starting to realize how many parries I mistimed. That's okay though, still pulled off the win. As I always say, if at first you don't parry, parry again. Gotta back off some more. Try to keep Skinny Man in the distance as much as possible so he doesn't ruin my day. Just stay back there, dude. Keep throwing your fireballs. This fight is between me and the biggin. This has nothing to do with you. Here comes the donut roll again. Let's see what Skinny Boy's going to do. At least the developers of this game were nice enough to make it so that he, for the most part, leaves you alone during this donut roll thing. Which is a huge blessing, so thank you, Lord Miyazaki. Alright, let's just take our time, wait for Big Man to come at us. If Big Man is charging you, that's a perfect time to get off a parry, because he's almost guaranteed to give you a parryable attack if he's charging at you. Little safety parry there, just in case the fireball hits me. Tries to hit me with the multi-thrust attack, but I denied him. And now I'm gonna fast forward here again, just until Skinny Man resummons his corpulent friend. Actually, it looks like I was gonna try to finish off the fight with Skinny Man. So I was going in for some parries, but then he decides to resummon anyway. And at this point, my intention was to get a parry off on the big man and finish off the fight with a nice flashy riposte. But then out of habit, I parried the fireball and wound up ending the fight that way. So it was a cool fight, but I was a little disappointed by not getting the riposte at the end, so I thought I'd go in for another attempt. And of course I was going for a no-hit, so I had to keep trying until I got it anyway. Little bit of a risky move, parrying that fireball right at the beginning with Skinny Boy being in front of Big Man. Because as I've said before, I do not want to damage Skinny Boy because otherwise he's going to start playing aggressively. The other thing about this fight is Big Man plays pretty passively until you damage him. Actually, he plays passively until you damage either one of them. So what you want to do is you want to try to damage him so then he starts coming at you. Once he starts coming at you, then you can start getting your parries in. If your timing isn't trash like that. That's a devastating attack, which is parryable. Managing some fireballs here. Of course, before the pillars get destroyed, the fireballs are going to be blocked 99% of the time, so you're good to go there. Run in, get the parry and the riposte. Feels nice. Now I can tell you right there, I was probably spamming the dodge button to get out of the way of that fireball. Luckily the iframes saved me. And then I got up against the wall here, which I hate. I hate that more than anything. Luckily I was able to get out of it. God bless. Miyazaki tried to kill me there, but I saved myself. Got the iframes for the parry, which was nice. A lot of good RNG in those last few seconds. Here comes the donut roll. Run for that middle pillar. Adjust position so that we're standing on the flat side and not a corner. It's a good time to buff. Good time to heal and buff is when you're being protected from that donut roll. Nice parry and riposte there. Some nice iframes, which always feels good. Back off. Go for another Karian retaliation on the fireball. Run in for another parry, but of course he dies to those magic swords, so now we just need to wait for Skinny Boy to re-summon his friend. I'm going to fast forward through a big chunk here because I spent about a minute and a half just running around trying to get the big man into a good position for fighting, and he just kept getting stuck on Skinny Boy, so I just kept backing off, trying to get into a good position, trying to wait for a good opening, trying not to be greedy. Here we go, I think we're coming up on it, yep. So now we finally got him in pretty decent position. And now I finally got damage on him, so he's going to start being more aggressive, and I can start fighting him properly again. Couple of panic rolls, because I thought Skinny Boy was going to kill me there. Luckily I was able to get away. Big man getting stuck again, but at least he's playing aggressive now. He ran forward. I was worried about those fireballs, but thanks to RNGesus, they dissipated on the pillar base. Here comes a nice parry and riposte. Some more iframes for the fireball, feels real good. Now right here, for some reason, I elected to run all the way back. I think I was feeling super nervous about how close Skinny Boy was. And you can see I started on the corner, and he started to roll to the right a little bit because I was on the corner. Luckily I adjusted my position quick enough so that I was on the flat side, and then he straightened out and stayed on his side of the pillar, which felt good. I think he was going for that multi-thrust attack again, which he often goes for right after rolling. But again, I denied him. Felt real good. Could have gone for that parry, but I was waiting for the fireball. If you don't get the fireball and then run in for a parry, you're not guaranteed to get a parryable attack every time. Sometimes you can get really messed up by getting a belly bop, or he does his AoE black flame attack. But if you parry the fireball and then run in, 99% of the time you're going to get a parryable attack. Here we go, use the pillar to protect from the fireball. Now I could fast forward here, but luckily he summoned his friend right away. And luckily I didn't have to run around for 2 minutes trying to get Big Man into position. I was able to get into the fight right away. And so here we go. Nice parry on that overhead attack. Nice to see him do something a little bit different there. He has several parryable attacks. Not sure what happened with that attack though. Feels like that should have connected. Not sure why it did not. Little safety dodge there. I did not carry and retaliate that because I felt like Skinny was too close and the magic swords would have hit him. So I chose to dodge. Here comes the big donut roll. This is not a pillar you want to hide behind, and you can see why. I've looked around this boss arena. I have no idea why it should be that 2 pillars will simply not protect you from that roll attack. There you go, there's a nice parry. There's nothing in the environment that would suggest, like there's not sand piled up or anything like that, so I simply don't know why. And this fight is almost over. Or this attempt, rather. So let's just fast forward until he resummons. Dodge a few fireballs. Put some distance between the two of us, so that now, as you can see when he resummons, Skinny is way in the back, and Big Man is right here close by, so I can get my parry, and my riposte, and a nice, satisfying finish to the fight. Feels real good. Feels real good, but of course not as good as a no-hit. So, as you can see here, I went back. We're going to look at my equipment. I changed things out a little bit. I wasn't as worried about defense, as of course a no-hit, the whole point is to not get hit, obviously, so I switched out my talismans and my Wondrous Physic for maximum damage, then headed back to the boss arena for about 100 more attempts, and then one morning, this happened. First try, never didn't have it. Feels good, man. Hey, listen, if you liked the video, if you found it educational, informative, enjoyable, please do drop a like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate any support you're willing to give my small channel. And thank you for watching. Good luck, happy gaming, cheers.